Welcome to the channel, guys, where we keep the wheels rolling and the cash flowing. So we're back, guys, with how we converted an old winch truck into a dump truck. We're here on the next step where we've actually now put the dump body on the actual chassis. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice right away, guys, is that the chassis pretty much is the same, okay? Now, one thing that we did do before we actually purchased this truck, guys, is we measure the chassis. And this is key if you ever plan on doing this, okay? You wanna measure the chassis and make sure the length of the chassis is about the same as the dump body. Now, the reason why this is key for the following reason, okay? If your chassis is the same length as your dump body, there's very minimal adjustments that have to be made to the chassis itself. What does that mean? All that means is that it's gonna save you money, right? Now, that's the first thing we did when we bought the truck, is we figured the length of the chassis, and we had already figured the length of this dump body, and here we are. This is the result, okay? The body fit right with the chassis. There was very minimal work. Now, there was one thing that we had to do, guys, as you'll see here on the video. We had to add a plate at the back, okay? You'll see the metal frame there with the plate in the back. That was on there for the following reason, right? That was to seal that plate in the back, and also, most importantly, have an area for that hinge to hook onto, okay? Now, the hinge was already in the dump body, so the welder had a fairly easy job here, which was good for us because that means that we were able to get a good deal. We didn't have to spend a whole bunch of money on this particular section or part of the truck. Now, if you haven't already noticed, there was one significant change other than adding the body to the chassis. What we did is we added a third axle. Now, I will tell you this, guys, originally, this was not the plan, but then when we started to look at the body and we measured the length, and we kind of figured, well, this truck would do very well with a third axle. So we're gonna make sure that we put here on the video a picture of the truck that used to have this dump body. It was a burnt truck. Now, it was kind of a bonus for us because we got a real good deal for it since the truck was no good. The only thing that was salvageable was this dump body, but it happened to have a third axle on it, and we found that the third axle was in really good condition. So we said, why not also add a third axle to this truck? And that's what we did here. We were able to add this third axle, so now we get a little bit more bang for the buck. We're able to carry more tonnage, and all that means is that we're able to make more money. So here it is. We ended up also adding this third axle, as you see here. All right, guys, so that concludes this particular part of the video where we added the body, we added the third axle. Now we'll move on to the next one where you're gonna see here where the guys have actually painted the trucks, and we'll go on and show you what that looks like. What's going on, everybody? We're here today with my good friend, Luis. I say my good friend, I've actually just met him not too long ago, but we've become good friends because I tell you, he's done a phenomenal job on our truck here. And as you've already seen in the videos before, when we first started this whole process, when we bought this dump truck, I told you guys we were gonna convert this truck from an old, used truck to a brand new looking dump truck, right? So as we go through this entire process, one of the most important ones was the aesthetics, the looks of the truck. And thanks to this man here, Luis, he has been able to make this truck look like a semi-new, brand new dump truck. So today, Luis is gonna tell us a little bit more of what he did to make this truck look the way it looks today. So with that being said, this is my good friend, Luis. Luis, how you doing? ¿Cómo estás?
Nice to meet you, Luis.
Luis is gonna explain to us a little bit more of the process and what he did to leave this truck looking the way it is now. And also for you guys to know, whenever you guys decide, hey, I want to buy an old dump truck and I want to go through this process, you know what it takes to have a truck looking like this. We can do it. You can definitely do it yourself as well. So what I just asked Luis was if he can explain to us the process, starting with this first step of what he had to do to start the process of leaving the truck the way it is now.
The first step is of sanding the whole cup and the hood because the paint, before the paint is really bad. So I removed complete paint in the truck, and I removed everything parts for the paint is looking good and everything. So you remove the parts, everything is painted, and and sanding, and later I paint the truck and put the three caps and the grid cup and the cap and the slipper. Later I remove everything, all paint and the frame and the box and the dump truck, and I sandblasting the dump truck and painted the dump truck and the color black, and I paint the wheels and the centers, and I clean the truck and the inside, and clean the dash, seats, the roof, and everything. These are basically everything, the job and the truck, and clean everything, the mirrors, look at the shining in the chrome. I polish the wheels. I paint here. I'm painting this one because before it's looking bad, so I painted this one.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the work.
With that being said, Luis, if you can tell our viewers here, just give us an average of how many hours it typically takes to do this. As you said, you first have to sandblast pretty much the dump bed, and you had to literally take everything off. And there's pictures, you guys are gonna see the pictures. Obviously, there's videos as well that you guys already seen of what the truck looked like before. So how many hours on average does it take just to prepare the truck before you can even get it to the point where you can paint it?
I think maybe 2 weeks of work.
2 weeks?
Yes.
Jeez. So
Yeah.
guys, it's a lot of work is what he's saying, right?
Yeah.
So it takes about 2 weeks just to get the truck ready, prepared.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
And then
right.
once you've prepared the truck and it's ready, about how many hours or how many days does it typically take to actually start painting the truck?
Everything is different.
Okay.
So every time it's a 1 week and a half, 2 weeks. It's dependent the damage in the trucks.
Okay.
So sometimes it's more quick, but in this truck I work 2 weeks, and the
Okay.
other trucks I work maybe 1 week, 8 days,
Okay.
9 days. But everyone's is different.
Okay.
Work.
So it could take anywhere minimum from a week to
It's a
3
week,
weeks,
yeah.
depending on
Yeah.
what the truck looks like and the condition that the truck
Yeah,
is.
and the other trucks I'm working maybe 1 month, one month and a half. But it's a
Wow.
big project or
Okay.
big trucks. Peterbilts, and you replace the stacks.
Okay.
The bodies up, the complete wheels. It's more work, but this truck is I work 2 weeks and for finish this job.
Got it. So just depending on what needs to be done and how much work the truck needs, it can take anywhere between 1 to 3, 4 weeks, maybe even longer, depending on the size of the job.
Yeah.
Got it. And I know you've done some real big jobs too. So keep that in mind. If you're in the Houston area or the greater Houston area, and or in Texas, and you decide that, hey, you want to give my friend here, Luis, a visit or give him a call, you're more than welcome to do that as well. So you just make sure you drop me a comment here if you want Luis's information, and we'll send you Luis's information so you can get a hold of him. And as you already know, he can do anything from a smaller project like this dump truck to a bigger project. If you have an over-the-road truck and you need him to do the truck completely from the inside out. So with that being said, Luis, I'm grateful for you, man. I really appreciate everything you've done to the dump truck. The dump truck looks really good. For an old truck, it looks good, right?
Right.
And one last thing before we go, if you can just tell the viewers or give the viewers an idea, if they want to get into this process of having to, pretty much redo the whole truck, paint the whole truck. Obviously, we already know it can take anywhere between, safe to say, 2 weeks to a month, sometimes even longer.
Yeah.
But with that being said, is there anything that they need to kind of look out for or know before they bring their dump truck? In other words, what I'm meaning is, if they're going out there and buying a dump truck or just a regular truck, and they're wanting to bring it and they're going to be doing this, is there something that they kind of need to look out for in terms of damages or anything that the truck may already have that may give you or make it harder for you when they bring you the truck?
Los problemas más grandes que hay es cuando tú compras un camión y miras la pintura bien.
Okay.
Un consejo es que, por decir, tú agarres tantita gasolina o
Okay.
thinner y le hagas así al camión.
Okay.
Si tu dedo se mancha del color del camión, es que la pintura es mala de calidad, no tiene clear.
Okay.
Entonces, al momento de que tú lo quieras cambiar de color o pintar, eso te va a costar mucho más dinero porque hay que remover completamente toda la pintura del camión y va a salir mucho más caro eso.
Okay.
Y un daño, por ejemplo, en un camión, un daño que puede ser algo grave, es por decir en los marcos de los vidrios, si tiene un daño ahí, es muy probable que no pueda repararse bien o que hay que cortar toda la pieza y reemplazarla, y si no la reparas bien, puede entrar agua al camión.
Okay. No, pues perfecto. With that being said, guys, make sure that you drop a comment. Any other questions that you may have or anything that you may want to know about what Luis did here in the cosmetic part of the aesthetics parts of the truck, make sure you let me know, and I can always reach out to Luis. And again, if you have any inquiries for Luis, if you want to know what it would take to get your truck looking nice like this one here, make sure you drop a comment below. Stay tuned because we got more. We're not done with the truck, not yet. We're almost there. You already know what we're going to do here. We're going to keep the wheels rolling and the cash flowing, and we'll see you on the next one. Luis, thank you, sir. Appreciate everything, okay?
Thank you.